When we are young, we believe that attending school in a different place and being independent of our parents will grant us total freedom. Obviously, the capacity to control our own time and make our own decisions. Especially romantic is our social circle on the surface. Life and a lot of friends and fun are constantly present in the dorms. It's not always rosy, though. You picture it, and that's what it is, just that sort of issue, a local of a tiny Chinese village. Upon enrolling in, she was aware that she had no notion that she had a new existence. She had no idea what she would do up to. She was given a modest room in the dorm when her studies began, and the girl was happy to have her two upperclassmen live with her. However, it didn't take her long to understand that she couldn't continue. This cannot continue. The girl couldn't speak to the rowdy bunch of older guys who were always in the room closer to nightfall, so every night the fun would begin and she would be unable to fall asleep, spending the early morning hours staring at the ceiling. That situation probably would have made this person pleased. Would have been okay. But she had come to the city to attend school since it was her only chance to leave the country, and she couldn't let her parents down. She requested the superintendent to shift her to another room when studying became really tough, but it turned out that no further rooms were available. Because she no longer had the strength to study and live, she begged to be given at least something, saying, "I'm not strong enough to study and live with this schedule." The dorm manager chose to assist only a few days later, although she immediately cautioned her that it wasn't the wisest course of action. In general, there was an opportunity to relocate into a different room, but it had been vacant for a while due to the necessity for repair. And only if the girl agreed to it. She had the keys. The student was unhappy to see her future home where she would have to reside for the next 5 years, but there was no choice. The idea of living alone attracted her. The girl nodded in agreement after observing the filthy space and understanding that she would have to put forth a lot of effort to transform it into a lovely residence. The room had long since become overgrown with trash and dirt by the time she entered, and the walls were all painted with bizarre masks and writings. The damp stains on the ceiling and walls suggested that the small dwelling had experienced frequent flooding, which led to mold growth on the walls that was spreading everywhere. It appeared as though drug users had painted it in a fit of wrath. That wasn't all, though. The outlets had a life of their own, and the furniture appeared to have been struck by an excavator yesterday. There wasn't anything else to do, so. There was nowhere else to turn, so our heroine gathered herself together, sketched out her room's future alterations on paper, and got to work. When everything was prepared, she went to the hardware shop to get the necessary equipment and materials before tackling the mold-covered wallpaper. She manually scraped off all traces of it from the walls, ceiling, primer, and putty. Her efforts to bring the room up to code after school took a few days, and when she was through, she applied a cheap coat of white paint. Naturally, the room appeared larger right away after the manipulation, so the girl taped up the nightstands, the door, and the peeling cabinets as best she could with inexpensive, light-colored film. Although it wasn't flawless everywhere, it gave the area completely new colors. With a clear mind and the aid of social media videos, the girl even managed to unscrew the remaining outlets and replace them with fresh ones. The window with the grill was painted, but a modern plafond was installed on the ceiling in its place of the one that was once proudly dangling on a wire. The girl repainted it and draped a thin curtain over it. The girl then added ornamental netting to the walls and placed various images on them. The bed was also changed, getting new ornamented pillows and new bed linen. The dressing table, a little, light-colored rug she purchased, a new, compact desk, and a straightforward but adorable chair were the finishing touches. Even the dormitory superintendent, who had lived here for 5 years in total, was astonished by the outcome and remarked only that the girl had golden hands when she saw the final product. The whole process took her almost 2 weeks, but she had no regrets because she had lived here for 5 years. The student posted these pictures on social media, and oddly enough, it turned out that she had never done something comparable with her own hands before. It was the first time she had ever used a roller, and she had never even done renovations. As you can see, she was successful. Learn to make things with your own hands to start living independently. A person will always find a solution and may take advantage of any scenario if they know how to improve everything around them, to his own benefit. And how good it is, in the end, to feel proud of what you've done, no matter how little. What do you think of the girl's solution and the way her room has changed, friends? Please feel free to share your thoughts in the comments, but only for today. All okay, bye for now. View the video, and if you enjoy it, check back soon and bye.